mission. Lynch has been compromised, and he may compromise the Zrecks. He must be retrieved or silenced. Casimir, we need to weigh in within 24 hours on all the information you can find.
I've infiltrated the city guard, as you guys know. I can get us some information in one day.
Edgar, can you be ready in one day?
Of course.
So, Casimir, you've been employed as a guard for the city, and rotations also take you into the castle periodically. Go ahead and make a charisma roll. And I want to see just how well you're placed with Jordan Kane, the captain of the guard.
16.
That you've been there even for after a couple of days. He's like, I'm going to put you on staff inside. Go ahead and take third floor. Your patrol routes will be from 10 o'clock until 2 in the morning, and you'll report to me directly, and you're on regular rotations, and he takes you around the gallery and the adjoining hallways that would be your patrol area. So from there, go ahead and roll it as a stealth check.
Okay. Ooh. 21.
So you find out, even after just one day of doing this, that the castle is still pretty full. There's a lot of people that have come in for the knighting ceremony, and it sounds like they're sticking around or will be sticking around for a long time. The nobility rarely visits, and higher class people rarely visit for a couple of days. But you do find that there is one room on the north side of the castle. It's actually a portion of a suite that's been cordoned off, that you'd have to go through a living suite, but then on this cordoned off area, there's a door to a balcony that's under construction. They're redoing the ceilings and the wall, it looks like, but you think that could be an entry point if you can get people to climb up that high.
Okay, there's a reasonable area on the bottom where I could toss down a rope and they could climb up.
Yeah, there's enough of a stone banister that you could either tie off a rope or hook it with a grapnel hook, whatever you wanted.
Okay, and you said someone else is living in the other half of this room, so we just have to be quiet.
Right, you
when
have to
this
be
is
quiet
happening.
and go through that, where the other person is.
And this is the best one that I found because I've been doing some reconnaissance the entire
Right,
time.
the rest of it, the castle is really full, or you're on a side that's like the side of the main gate. You're on the side that goes right by Jordan Kane's office, or you're on the side that goes right by where a lot of foodstuffs are brought into the castle. It's just, there's always activity in those areas, and it'd be more difficult to find a spot. This north side of the castle looks like it's it has the least ancillary function to it on any floor, and so make the most sense to go in there.
Okay, now I want to start planning out once they're up here, once they're on the third floor with me, how we're getting through the actual castle itself, knowing the guard patterns and figuring out maybe I could find a guard or two who I could throw some money at, convince them that I can get them some wealth by letting me do some things.
Okay, what would your story be?
table.
What are you going to tell them is in it for them?
There's a lot of people here, a lot of wealthy people here, so I'd say I could probably rob a few of them for some of their smaller wares, but the smaller ones will add up over time, something that they might not notice is missing, but convincing them to allow me to throw some at them in order to get that
Okay,
accomplished.
go ahead and roll that charisma check again. Actually, roll it on 3 different occasions. Let me just see how that goes against their...
Natural 20.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
And charisma or like deception or persuasion?
Oh, do you have
or...
deception? Yeah, that's a good
deception. Where is deception?
point.
There
That's a charisma based.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're both
Unfortunately-
charisma based. It's just.
Yeah, fortunately, I'm not proficient in it, so it's just a regular old charisma. But
Do
still,
you have persuasion?
persuasion? I have? No, I do not.
I have? No.
Yeah. Okay, so 23, 6, and 17.
All right. There are 2 other guards, one on the second floor and one on the first floor, that you believe that if they were given the right amount of silver, they could go along with this thing, or enough silver up front and then a percentage of the take. So you have Judah on the second floor, and you have Olston on the first floor, that you believe with 15 silver you'd get their attention, but they need a fair amount of what's coming out of it. So they're asking for 1/4 of the take.
Okay. So I will definitely give them that little bit. I imagine I have some sort of a pot of wealth that I could dip into.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Yeah, so
Forwarded to you by the Zreck themselves.
Good. Next, do I know where Lynch is? Do I know exactly where he's being held?
Yes, down on the bottom level, there is there's a front staircase called the main staircase and a back staircase. And if you were to coordinate or triangulate between those 2 points, he's somewhere in the middle. He's actually not far from the bakery area that's in the basement level, which itself is right below the kitchens. It isn't really a dungeon per se, like we had said last time. It's just another storage room, like a cell, that's just being used as a prison on the rare occasion they have a prisoner. But yes, you can go right to it and go ahead and roll an not investigation. Just roll it as a straight intelligence, I would think. That there's some other piece of information you could find out just as you're moving through. Like you go down to the kitchen on your off-duty time, or you're on shift, but you're on break. They have food for you.
Yeah, natural 15 for a 19.
All right, yes, so that's plenty high enough. You find out that there's a place they're referring to as the baker's door. And it looks like it's a seldomly used door, a tunnel that leads from the kitchen area, kind of the sub-level of the kitchen area the bakery is, through a gate and then out maybe 200 feet through the embankment that surrounds the castle to an undisclosed location that sometimes they bring material and food and stuff in through that way, but it is not that often used. But it sounds like from the inside, it's fairly easy to open. From the outside, it'd be noisy, potentially difficult to get into.
Okay, so not a secondary potential entrance, but an exit if need be.
Could be, yeah.
Okay.
You could use it that way,
And
maybe with the right prep, you could even use it to get in that way too, if you really had to.
okay,
And his cell is not too far from that.
okay. So we could potentially either break him out or dispatch him, whatever we decide in the moment, and potentially get out through that door.
It'd be the quickest.
That'd be the quickest way out, which is very good to have. And I guess with that sounds to me like a reasonable plan. I've mapped out our whole pathway through this castle. I know we're getting in on the third floor is my first option. I'm going to take that back to my group and let them know what I found.
Right, and the guard named Judah, he's on the second floor, he would be on a patrol route that is between the stairs that come down from the third level to the second level, along the 2 hallways that lead back to the servant's stair, which takes you right down to the bottom level in proximity to both the baker's door as well as the cell where Rolfe Lynch is being held.
I actually had one more question.
Yeah.
Is there an external patrol? Are they actually like circling the castle at all?
They are.
Oh, okay.
And it seems you can't tell if it's an increase because it's a little new to you. They've been working with the city guard for a while. That there's a double patrol. That there's 2 people on patrol in 2 different locations. So I think I said that poorly. There's 4 people on guard duty, but they work in teams of 2, and they're circling the castle on opposite sides of the castle. So it would take about 6-7 minutes for them to get from the very north of the castle to the very south of the castle, and their opposite pair is rotating around the castle the same way at the same time.
Okay, so someone passes this spot every 3 or so minutes, and line of sight, especially at night, we might have a solid minute and a half window.
Well, especially if you're carrying a lantern yourself, you're not going to see much past the light of that lantern.
True.
But you're exactly right.
Okay, so that was the last bit I think that I may have needed.
Yeah, that would definitely be important information too. You also know, because you've been living there, there's a barracks that's about 200 feet from the castle itself. And all the people that are on outside guard duty, when their shift is over, they go right to the barracks. They don't go inside the castle.
Okay. Is that on the north side too, or where's that reside?
That would be west of the castle and a little bit north.
Okay, so we could avoid that if necessary. Oh, we can avoid that. We can
Make a point not to walk that way.
It's like, hey guys, that's what's up? No, we won't do that. So I go back to my group and let them know how we're getting in.
So you guys have rendezvoused in the house that's your safe house, which is just down the road from the Zreck commissary, with which you really have no affiliation whatsoever.
Right.
There's no one in that commissariat that is aware of the 3 of you, even though, Casimir, you've been seen in the city, for weeks or about a month now, working here, and that both you, Andrea, and you, Edgar, that you've been living in the town for the better part of a week or so. But there are so many people that are doing construction work, setting up shops, looking for labor jobs, that it's easy to get work in one of these labor groups you're doing construction, that you're enough of a known quantity like 3/4 of the rest of the people. They're all from somewhere else. But it's just very clear that none of the Zrecks look to you as being in any way affiliated with them in your safe house. They don't know about your safe house.
Excellent.
All right, so then it's the night of this mission.
I think
You're
during
going
our
to go
meeting,
in.
we would have set up, because I told them kind of exactly where the room is. We'll set up some sort of a sign for them to let me know,
Signal.
the signal, so that way when I'm up there and I know to let the rope down, do you guys have any ideas what we could do?
Look for a green flare.
Green flare. Perfect.
All right, let's go.
All right. All right, so then on that night, you are on duty on the 3rd floor, Casimir. And let's go ahead and take care of you first. Make a stealth check just to go through the room of the guy that's occupying that room to get to the part that's cordoned off.
I love rolling good. 19.
Is it your green dice?
Both of them are green, actually.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. On a 19, you open the door quietly, you move through that, and right as you're doing that, the guy that's laying in the bed that's just right next to you rolls over onto his side. You halt. He stays still, and you proceed through it. There's a temporary door. You open that one, and you're in this area that's kind of stripped bare. It's been worked right down to the stone, and there are shuttered doors that are closed against the balcony. You open those, you're on the balcony.
Okay.
So what are you doing there as far as preparation goes?
I liked your idea, and I'm going to do that now because I don't want it to seem like they know there's an inside man. I don't want to tie the rope to the balcony. I have a grappling hook that I'll produce from my bag and hook onto the edge of it in a way that it looks like it could have been thrown from the ground below.
Okay.
And with my rope coiled up, I wait quietly for them to come by, and I look for the green flare.
Okay. So then with Andrea and Edgar down below, we'll assume you're taking a circuitous route that's missing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, ducking patrols in the barracks.
That's right.
All right. So without any kind of a check, you can do that well enough in the dark. Just to confirm, I believe you both said you have better vision. What do you guys have?
I have 120 feet of dark vision.
Dark vision on 20.
I have no idea.
60 feet of dark vision.
I have 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay.
I
So
don't have any dark vision. Wait.
good thing you're on the inside. So it's easy enough to get in position, avoiding where people are moving because you can see them much more readily than what they can see you. But just give me a stealth check just to give me an indicator about how quietly you're moving as you're going.
Yeah, maybe we don't need the flares. Maybe I heard someone go, ow!
Unnatural 20.
Dang.
Nice. 16.
Yeah, you're both moving really, really well. So that very, very quickly, very, very easily, and quite stealthily, you two have moved to the north side of the castle. You've avoided moving past the barracks. You're well outside the town. It's in the dark, and you can see the extra dark silhouette of the castle in front of you. And there are some lights in various windows, but for the most part, the castles are dark.
Do we see the guard patrol passing?
You do. You wait just a couple of minutes, and the guard patrol passes from your perspective from right to left, and they're just going to clear that in just a moment. But you can't tell. You're unable to see. You can see the 3rd floor, but you can't make out the window where
Is it within 120 feet?
From that.
Well, even then, if they're holding a lantern, you should be able to see them rather well.
No,
Well,
he's talking
not-
about
not
the
them,
window.
you.
Oh, me. That's a good point.
No, you're probably still about 200 feet from the.
Close
from
Do
the
we
castle.
hear the
You could just see
guards?
me,
Do
yeah.
we hear any chatter from the 2 guards that passed that would
Yeah.
be useful for us to hear?
Go ahead and do a perception check, and let's listen and see what you're able to hear, the two of you.
I afforded that too. I don't know how far away the 3rd story balcony is.
23.
You can give it a try, see if you
Oh,
can
cool.
hear anything.
Maybe the guy's talking in his sleep.
I did not.
Neither did I.
Okay, so at 23, yes, you can. They're complaining. They're complaining that why do we have to have increased patrols for a bunch of nobles and petty people and merchants staying in the castle just because of this knighting ceremony? It just seems like an absolute waste. Apparently, there's usually just 2 people that are on patrol outside, and now there's 4,
Okay,
and
good
they're
to
not
know.
liking it. But that's all they're saying at that point. And they pass, around. They're not out of sight, but they're no longer facing in reverse. But just to have read them to see what they're doing, they are only looking straight ahead as they're walking side by side, holding a lantern and heading around that direction.
Excellent. So once they round the corner, are you going to give the signal, Edgar?
I am. I cast prestidigitation to create an instantaneous green light.
Okay, Casimir, you do see that quite
Appears
plainly.
and vanishes.
I'll roll stealth to try and quietly drop the rope down.
Now, Edgar, do you move once you see the guys the two guards around in the corner of the building, do you move forward so you can use your vision once you've given your
I
signal?
would, yeah.
Okay, so if you're proceeding forward already, the rope's coming down, you probably hear that, just the kind of the flap.
I don't know.
flap of
I
that.
rolled a 24 in my stealth to drop it down.
It's a silk rope.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, man.
It just went and just wound right there.
We had it at the perfect height, so it actually drops like just a foot below the ground, like above the ground rather. So it just
That's
doesn't even
right.
hit the ground.
Everything is
You're
it's exactly perfect, right?
We're awesome.
But Edgar, you do see that as you approach within that range of your own sight, you're like, there it is. And the two of you are now
Yep,
moving
so
over
now we're
to the
both
rope at the
moving.
bottom.
Yeah,
All right,
just
so
climbing up.
rope on wall, go ahead and do a climb. Is that,
It isn't anything.
With a rope, you get to.
no, it should be something though.
No.
Okay. That's what I thought was the case, yeah. So you move up, you see the rope coming down, and you get right to it, and you start climbing. So even at this rate, you can climb at a pretty good rate with the rope on, and you can tell Casimir by the tension on the rope that they're actually on the rope at this point.
Okay.
And then
Are you keeping an eye on the guy in the bed just to
Yeah.
make sure he doesn't?
And I'm
Can
also
you
gonna,
wait a minute? No, can you? Maybe you can't see him because we're in that little kind of closet construction space.
Well, it's about a quarter of the total suite, so it's a pretty big
Okay.
area.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a temporary door between us, so we have a little bit of sound dampening. But
Okay.
I'm doing my best to stay quiet, and whoever's the first person to crest
And
it,
you
I'm
can't
keeping
see in
them
the dark anyway.
exactly. But I'm keeping whoever crests just saying. Shh, shh,
So
Like
they're
that.
moving slowly and carefully enough, but go ahead and the two of you, give me a stealth check as you're climbing, just how quiet you can keep your boots on the...
You guys both rolled the same thing.
10.
Yeah, 7.
So they are making some noise on the side of it. You'll hear the occasional of a boot on stone, but it's not so noisy that it would bring particular attention. And in the quiet, as you're sitting there, Casimir, as they're climbing up, you can tell that there are just sounds periodically that come through the castles. There are no closed windows, but you'll hear somebody cough, or you'll hear a what like that, just coming from somewhere else in the castle. So it isn't as though it's a completely silent place.
Gotcha.
There's probably a good 60 or so people in this castle right now, so there is noise all over the place.
And I'll do my best to. I will try to differentiate, like keeping an ear out to see if there is anything obviously coming from the one room that I know we have to go through.
Okay, yeah, so you keep your ear in that direction. As you guys approach the top of the rope, and we didn't do an order, who was climbing first?
I assumed you went first.
He got
Yeah.
there first.
All right.
I'm the squishy one. I'll go first.
So, Edgar, as you get to the top of it, it's very nice how this balcony is placed, and it's a stone balcony that has gaps between little columns, so that as you're getting clamped to the rope, it isn't that the rope is getting closer and closer to the wall. That banister allows enough space your hand can stay on it.
Nice.
As your foot goes into a spot on the outside of where the the balustrade is,
And then it's just swinging
and then
over.
you're swinging your legs over the top of that,
Helping
so,
him as I can to try and so nothing just clanks down on the ground. And
Okay.
then giving him the same kind of universal, like finger to lips, be quiet.
Shush.
And then as he's stepping over, you know that the next thing you have to really watch for is that once Andrea comes over the top of the rail, the thing to hang on to is the grapnel hook, because once the tension's off of that can clink down and make
good
loud
point.
sound. So she comes up, you're all sitting on the balcony, she swings over, and then I guess you just relax and let the grapnel fall to the ground, or the weight will hold it, but it's not the same weight, the weight of the rope.
I'm wondering if just to have another potential way out, we'll take it. I'll lay it to the ground, but I'm going to leave the rope and the grappling hook there in case we want to leave this way if we need another exit.
Just in
Right,
case.
yeah.
But you're
Okay.
saying you're not drawing it up, you're leaving it played out?
No, I'll bring the rope up because
Okay.
that's an obvious thing to see
Yeah,
when they walk
so
by.
people don't see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
gotcha.
leaving the hook and the rope there in order to use it later if need be.
I agree.
And
Okay, that whole moving up would have taken you 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so about a minute after you are on the balcony, you're looking below and you can see the light of the other pair of guards coming around the other corner, the west corner, and they're now moving through the area that.
And they seem completely unconcerned. Same thing,
Right.
staring straight ahead, muttering to each other.
like
Exactly.
clockwork.
like clockwork.
Okay, good.
All right, so you move from that area. So go ahead and make stealth checks, all of you, as you open the door and you move into the area. where
That's
the
2
guy
already
is.
this episode. 26.
23.
7.
As you guys move into that, so I would imagine it would make sense to me that Casimir, you were moving through there first because you led them into here. You're moving along and you're almost right next to the bed. Andrea, you're right behind, moving stealthily. As you move forward, though, with that 7, Edgar,
Stub my toe
your
on a
foot
dresser.
steps on, like you put on the corner of the bed, like, poof, on the bed, and this guy just sits up, and he's like, What's going on?
I cast Chill Touch.
I was going to say roll a nits.
Whoa!
Let's roll a nits.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Strictly speaking, he has a surprise round, and I mean, I'm saying
no.
you have a surprise.
Yeah, he
round.
is surprised.
He is surprised. You have a surprise on him. So let's count those things down. Better
23.
Okay, so
22. Dang it.
8.
23. Okay, so that and then this guy. So the order is going to be that it's going to be after the surprise round. It's going to be Edgar, and then it'll be Casimir. Then it'll be the guy lying in the bed, Sid, and then it'll be Andrea. All right, but so first, Edgar, go ahead. What you said you had a spell ready to go? What was that?
I cast Chill Touch.
Okay,
It's
give
my
us that.
very favorite cantrip. I launch a ghostly skeletal hand at a foe within 120 feet. If I hit with a ranged spell attack, it takes a D8 necrotic damage.
Okay, so what he has a DC. What is that like?
No, I
it's
hit
just
him.
an
I hit
attack.
him with attack.
Oh, all right,
He gets no saving throw.
all right. So go ahead and roll it.
Natural 16 for a 22.
Yeah, considering he's just in his bed shirt and he's just laying in bed.
7 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, this 0 level guy is dead. You just so in this whole mission, you now have a kill, and this guy flops backwards on his bed and he's dead.
Why did you do that?
Why wouldn't I?
Well, if nothing else, I need to get some wealth to pay off these guards that I told I was going to give wealth to. So I'm
my
gonna
gosh.
I'm gonna steal whatever this guy has.
We have no time. Okay, we can use this. Let's put him by the door. Let's put him by the door. Stab him in the back. It'll look like whoever came in. Maybe he was part of it. Maybe he was leading them. I don't know.
And if
don't
we
want-
leave the grappling hook, then all
Yeah.
the more.
Okay, so right now or later?
Now.
Do it now.
Okay, so you drag this guy out of bed, and
I think they're doing that because I'm legitimately taking this guy's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casimir, go ahead and roll. Do you want high or do you want low?
Low.
Yeah, how are you rolling today?
Yes, and I rolled low. So
Yes.
as you are dragging him over there, you do see that in a very casual way, he has left 3 rings in a dish right by his side of the bed, the opposite side from the door. And you would just give a quick value to these things. They're probably a couple hundred silvers worth of wealth in these few rings themselves.
Perfect. And I just pocket all 3 of those, and then if that was just quick, just grabbing that, putting it in the pocket, then I can help them move the body.
Okay, so
Yeah.
body's now in that area. Do you leave him out in the under construction area? then?
Leave him where he can't be seen by anyone who just happens to look up at night. If someone happens to have dark vision or
I don't think we'd
bright
put him
light.
out on the balcony. I
Yeah.
think we'd put
Just
him
in that-
In the doorway. Right.
in the room that's under construction. So
That-
that way there's a door between him and the balcony and then 2 between him and the hallway.
Okay,
Agreed.
done. And but you're not stabbing in the back of this
And
point?
stabbing
And
him.
You
stabbing
are.
him.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
a dead body.
Yeah.
Okay. That's done. Yeah. So you
See?
move back into
We're
that.
covered now.
All right, stay on mission. We've got to move.
All right, yeah. I know that the pathway down, I'm assuming that my guy, Jude, is on the 2nd floor.
He is. So
Judah.
you're currently
Judah.
you're currently in the 3rd.
Yeah, so move
So
those
roll
stairs.
stealth checks as you move from this area down to like the bottom of the stairs from 3rd. to
I'm leading, of course,
9.
because I know who I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know where you're going.
All right. So
17.
You're the squishy one, so you should be in
24.
the middle.
Oh, damn.
all right. So in this case, it is who's
I'm
bring-
feeling better now that I murdered something.
I'm bringing up the rear.
Okay, so the 2 of you, Casimir and Edgar, you're moving very quietly, and you hear a bump behind you. Then somebody bumps like a table in a hallway, and it's like you both give a turn. You're like, "What the heck?"
I don't because I can't give any crap.
But you are making some noise,
Right.
so people could hear that kind of noise. There's something happening, though. But again, the castle is not perfectly silent, and as you're both aware of that, and you move from that suite into the hallway, you're around to the stairs, you all see light down below you. What do you guys do?
Like
Freeze.
like coming from the stairs?
From the main gallery. So if you recall, when the castle was described before, that when the knighting ceremony took place, they came back inside for a celebration. There was 3 stories of gallery
Right.
over
Okay,
the
yeah.
main like throne reception area. It's somebody on that main floor.
Is
well
the light
down below you.
moving?
It is. It's sort of it was a glow, then it came into being. It's bright. It's light shining up through this area. All I heard so far was that Edgar said he froze.
Are we staying? We've made it down to the first floor at this point.
No, you're just coming from third to second.
I'd keep on moving because I'm still dressed as a guard. It would be fine if I'm getting here. I may just maybe on my route coming down to the bottom of the stairs, and I'll just go right back up to the top, just keeping an eye on things.
Okay, so as you walk like to the edge of the balustrade at the edge of the gallery, where the stairs meets that gallery,
And I let them know what my plan is. I'm not just like he's freezing and I'm going. I'm just saying like, oh.
And I will
just
also like
move through.
blend back into shadows.
all right, then you do see it is a guard moving. He's just cutting across that main area on the main floor level, and he has a lantern in his hand. He doesn't even look up. He's just moving from like diagonally across this room.
So 2 floors down from us?
2 floors down from you.
Okay.
And then as he proceeds through that area, he's out of sight and the light diminishes and goes away again.
Okay, cool. And then as soon as the coast is clear, I just take a couple quick steps up there, poke my head around, say it's clear.
All right, then you guys proceed further down, or you're on that the second story level, and as soon as you come off the stairs, Casimir, you can see that your guard, Judah, is just a little further east of you along that main gallery hallway.
Okay, head nod, like he understands.
Yeah, and he gives you a hand wave, just very subtle. He looks both ways. He's got his head on a swivel, but he waves you guys forward.
Okay, I'll approach him and I take one of the rings that I just stole and I like palm it into his hand.
It was on his lips. As you were doing that, he says, "What's the take so far?" And as you just now said, you're putting a ring in his hand. He takes a look at it and he pockets it and he nods. And then he turns toward an adjacent hallway, not the main gallery walk around, but a side hallway that goes into other suites. And he leads you down a hallway. And then he steps into a side alcove and points down a 90-degree turn and says, "The servant stair is right there. It'll take you all the way to the basement, and that's the level that you want. From there, you're on your end." So he's just pointing, and I'm assuming you guys are just walking past him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I'll reassure him, like, if the take is greater, I'll give it to you the next time I see you.
He just gives a nod, and you're moving past. And then, I guess then it still is Edgar is in the front of the group.
Edgar's in the middle of the group.
Yeah, Casimir's front.
Well,
Edgar.
Casimir stopped to
Yeah,
talk
I
to the
stopped
guy,
talking
so
to
I
him,
think
so you're
front.
probably leading
Okay.
at this point.
All right, so then I would have moved ahead.
Okay, so then you move ahead, and right as you're getting right to about the where the hallway meets stairs, you see that, or you hear. Actually, go ahead and roll a perception for me to see just how much and what you
All
do
of us
here.
or just her?
Just her at that moment, because you're talking to the other guy.
What about me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I think you'd be able to roll that. Too.
14.
Also 14.
Nice.
I rolled a 13. What'd you roll?
Weird. I rolled an 8.
That there is no light coming from the stairwell itself, but as you are approaching the stairs, you're right at the top, there is somebody coming up the stairs in the dark. And they're not making noise. There's no sounds of metal or of guard or anything else.
Okay.
And as you take that one more step and this person takes a couple up those stairs, you realize that it is Baron Roden Cutler coming up.
Oh, no.
Everybody roll an init, and this includes my guard.
22.
15.
I am rolling hot.
You are rolling
I just
hot.
rolled a
I'm rolling hot
12-sider.
except for the ones that let me kill things, so I'm
Okay.
calling that rolling hot.
What'd you say?
22.
Oh, I also got 22.
Nice.
both
Nice.
at 22. And I have Edgar at 22, Casimir at 22, the guards at 19, the Barons at 18, but I don't have where you are,
I'm at
Andrea.
15.
Okay, 15, Andrea. Okay, got it. So, Edgar, you're up.
All right.
So the Baron is in front of you. You can tell just by the way his foot shifted that you all believe the guard is actually moving into an attack posture. You don't think he's going to just kind of walk away and go and let it go.
Yeah, 'cause
Good
this is
help
his
is so
boss.
hard to find these days.
Yeah, but
Good help is so
one
hard
ring.
to bribe these days.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't have a foot either end. But looking at the Baron in front of you, it looks like he's dressed in a robe and he's carrying like a chicken leg.
You're telling me this man wasn't prepared for a fight at 2 o'clock in the morning?
like he was just coming back up from the kitchen.
Can
or something.
he even see us if he doesn't have light? We have
We're
night
illuminated from
vision.
behind because the guard's got a lantern.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he probably has
All right, okay.
there's some soft amount of light in here. All right, but Edgar, what are you going to do?
I'm casting Scorching Ray. I'm going big.
Okay, so give us a quick.
3 rays of flame, targeting up to 3 targets within 120 feet. I must make a ranged spell attack with each, and each hit deals 2d6 points of fire damage to its target.
Wow.
Ooh.
Hurt.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, his current armor class is a 12.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Yeah.
Because he's
Can
just
you
wearing
miss?
a robe. Yeah.
I think I will spend a sorcery point as well to cast this as an empowered spell,
All right.
so I can re-roll up to 4 dice of damage.
Damn.
Ooh.
So 2 of the rays potentially. First ray is a 14.
That's a hit.
Second ray, natural 20, 26.
Oh, wow.
So can raise crit?
If it has an attack roll, it can crit.
Oh, wow.
And a 12 exactly.
Oh, nice.
All right, yeah.
Oh, I mean, nice. All 3 rays hit. 1's a crit. Twist them up.
Oh, yeah. First rate is 8 points of fire damage.
Holy
And then the crit?
smokes.
The crit, I'm re-rolling that one. I'm re-rolling that one. I'm taking that 4. So I've still got 2 more re-rolls on damage dice. That's 9. I'm re-rolling that one.
That's a cool
15
ability.
from fire. From the
Last
second ray. And the last ray.
Holy.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, another 11.
Oh my gosh. Wait. So that was 13, 14. That was 34 points of damage.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. The Baron of Warland drops dead.
We just killed
We just
the
killed
Baron.
the
He just
Baron of
killed
Warland.
that was Baron Roden Cutler
Oh, my God.
is dead. And again, this guard, and
I feel sorry for the bluebird's got to carry that message.
Yeah, right?
Oh, my God.
Casimir, you're also aware of it. You just passed that guard, but you can just tell by how his foot is shifting that
He's just
murdered
he's
his
bringing
boss.
that pike down.
Oh, yeah.
and
Knowing that he's dead, there's no way the guy behind me is not going to be
he's
trying to
got
attack.
to attack. Yeah.
Yeah, so I turn to attack him. As an assassin, I get to roll with advantage because I've gone before him this round.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
if I hit, it's a crit.
Neat.
So unless his armor class is higher than a 19,
His armor class is 16.
heck yeah. So I just smack him with my short sword for a critical hit. Dealing, can I borrow 2d6?
Yes.
Because I'm also dealing my sneak
Sneak
attack damage
attacking
because I had attack advantage on the attack. Wow. 14 plus 4, 18 points of damage.
He had 16 hit points as well.
Ooh.
Nice.
So he drops.
He drops with that.
I take the
sword
ring back?
stroke. Yep. Or do you leave it on him?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I shouldn't have said that. That's like I'm one of the player characters.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely leave it on him.
Okay. That's a good point. I wanted to take it back, but it's a very good point. We do need. This is a more trafficked area, as you see. The Baron just walked by. We need to put these bodies.
We can't
somewhere.
leave these bodies
It's
here.
kind of a back door, yeah. So roll your intelligence that you know what a place where you may be able to stash bodies.
14.
Let me double check my map. On
Oh, yeah, right to your left. There's a door. Oh, perfect. Let's see. No, that was me talking. If you say it's to my left, I'm going to be very surprised.
at the top of the door, like through an archway,
Top of the door?
at the top of
door.
the stairwell, to the left, there is a door that goes to a closet, like linen storage.
So back up on the 3rd floor?
So no, it's
Oh,
on this
right
level.
to our left.
Like you know, like we killed the Baron like 6 feet away from this door.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get him in there and grab some linens to wipe up as much of this blood as possible.
I don't think there's blood on the guard, but you did fire. I don't think there's
Oh,
much
yeah.
blood
I just
over
Oh,
pushed him.
yeah, that's
He's
true.
just crispy.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right,
So-
so
Stuff him in the closet.
you're grabbing him in there. Go ahead and make perception rolls, each one of you.
14.
15.
15.
Okay, so it would probably you all recognize that the only thing he has on his person, apart from his robe and the aforementioned chicken leg,
The now very cooked chicken leg.
is that he is carrying a holdout weapon. He has a loose belt with a dagger on it because all gentlemen did, but then he also has a signet ring. Those are the things that are left on his
I'll
person.
take both of those because I bet a signet ring worn by a Baron is pretty pricey.
It would be. It'd be a
Well,
very,
and it
very
could be
valuable
very
thing.
valuable.
And
It
I
could
bet
be
the dagger is
valuable.
of good quality.
The Zrecks could also value that signet ring. That could be helpful for our mission.
You and your preaching constantly.
Okay. It also identifies that you are here. Anybody has that signet ring, you have gotten it one way.
A valuable trophy, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An interesting
Spoken
conversation
like a
piece.
psychopath.
It was not part of the plan to kill the Baron, but this could work well for the Zrecks. This could,
Think about how much they'd need to lean on your order.
that's right. This could really cause destabilization. The signet ring could come in handy. Take it.
Yeah.
I think he already did.
Yeah.
That-
Also,
and the-
like, while I'm taking the dagger
and the dagger
boss.
too. Yeah, you would say the dagger is probably about 4 to 5 times the wealth of a typical dagger. When you see it in light, real light, you could tell if there's actually like jewels stuck on it or something. But the signet ring, probably a few hundred for just that one ring by itself.
This decreases the time that we have. We need to go after
Our window's
Lynch.
shrinking,
We need to get to Lynch.
But yeah,
Let's move.
let's disguise this area as best as possible. If there's anything that in any way translates that there was a fight here, like singed carpet hairs or blood, do our best to cover that up because we want as much time.
You could probably get a fair bit of the guard's blood just like with his cloak or tunic. Or
just use the linen. We're putting him in a linen closet. Grab some of the linens and clean it up. And throw it in there with them.
We'll say you guys take just a few minutes to do as much as you can.
A few rounds.
That on a cursory check, you don't think somebody would notice something, but if somebody was looking, they could find something.
Somebody want to get a towel.
We'll put you on watch in case anyone else comes up these set of stairs that no one was supposed to be walking up.
Yep.
So you proceed to the bottom of those stairs. You're now on the main level, and you're aware that off to your right-hand side at the bottom of the stairs takes you in the direction of the kitchens. And Casimir, there is light coming from that direction. Go ahead and roll perception.
Gotcha.
Natural 20. For a 26.
I was impressed with myself for a 15.
I was also impressed with myself for the 15.
I've got a +1. I'm great with a 15.
I rolled very not that.
Shockingly, the psychopath has a low wisdom. Fun.
But you all are aware of it, that there's at least 2 people in the kitchen talking. And there's mostly just small noises, but the occasional large sound like a pan being set down. That it really could be that there are some things that they have to prepare and start cooking even in the middle of the night and get things set up.
Well, that ruins my plan for getting bread for a long pork sandwich.
Well, the bakery is 1 flight down, so that might actually. This is the kitchen level, right? There's another there is a bakery that's 1 floor down.
No one noticed the cannibalism joke.
What you heard was one of them saying, "Who would have thought? That the Baron comes through at this time of the evening. It's a lovely thing, but it's also kind of a nuisance. Scares the hell out of me every time he does that."
Well, they don't have to worry about that anymore.
That won't be a thing.
Yeah, we won't tell them we've solved that problem. Let's just keep moving.
Now, for you, it's right. So you're right around the stairwell going down, but just go ahead and give me stealth checks.
Sure.
Just so I know how little or how much noise you're making.
25.
22.
15.
Yeah, you guys are really good. So you go right around the stairwell and you just keep on going down to the
Do
the
I
bottom
see
level.
Olston by chance?
No, he's somewhere else on the main level, that first level.
That's good.
You haven't run into him. At the bottom of the stairs, you're perceiving the same change in light off to your right-hand side. It seems as though there's somebody awake down in the bakery as well. There's a hallway that goes past a couple of doorways, one of which actually the one that would be, if you can picture 2 flights above where that closet was, where you now have their bodies stashed, that is what might have been a closet at one point, a storage room, and then they extended it into a tunnel that leads to what they refer to as the baker's door. Beyond that, there's a couple more doors for larders and storage, and then further back is the bakery. All that you need to do is cross that hallway, and you're right into the area, the hallway that leads right to where this cell is.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll perception rolls as you're right here, too, and then follow up with a stealth roll so I know you can get through it quietly.
19 on a perception.
20 on a perception.
Perception for me was a 21.
So you're all aware of it, probably the way that the light is just shining off of it, that's that soft light coming down the hallway from the bakery hits like an enclosure that's in the opposite direction and across your own path, but you can see what they must store, very flatware and silverware and goblets and things like that. So just like a dog leg, if you went to the left a little bit from the path you are supposed to be taking to get to the cell, you can see that there is a wire-fronted case that looks like, by the shine of it, that they're not pewter goblets. They look like they're actual silver goblets.
Yeah, that felt very pointed at me, and I'm going to take your bait.
So as you leaves past, so I'm guessing then that Andrea moves down the hall, just crosses.
How far to Lynch? Get us to Lynch. We've got to move.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm walking towards
You say that out loud in this
Yes,
this
I say that out loud.
I freeze and take a perception to make sure that no one else that we know is on the other side of that door just heard what was said.
It's like a door. It's a hallway that goes down to the bakery, but there's no actual door on the bakery door. So go ahead and roll a perception for what you're hearing.
18.
Somebody says, "What? I think I hear the Baron coming back again. Everybody back in their proper places. And you hear there's a few people in there, at least they're shifting around. So, and you probably would have frozen too, as you realize there's somebody that's probably just about like 30 feet away. And if it wasn't for the Baron, they probably, coming down here not too long ago to get a snack, that they'd be like, what's happening? What's going on in here?
I shoot daggers at Andrea.
But
Figurative or literal?
Yeah.
Literal. You're probably carrying
Figuratively, yeah.
I shoot daggers right back. Take nothing.
I need this cash.
Go ahead, Andrea, go ahead and make an intimidation check. And go ahead, Casimir, do that as an insight.
I want this stuff.
I rolled a 17. Shades of Zelen.
I bite my lip and I walk back over to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so all that is happening, I would imagine, and I'll just play it this way, that Edgar, you were watching in the direction of the bakery, because that's where the sounds came
kind
from.
of alternating between the bakery and keeping an eye on them so I can kill one or the other if they get too rowdy.
Something's about to die. And then
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
It looks like, right, it looks like the shadows, as they're being cast across your field of vision, still, no one's walking toward the bakery door. It sounds as though they're waiting to hear if somebody's coming back in, and it sounds like they're anticipating maybe the Baron.
Yeah, whispering now that Casimir's back over. We need to go before they get any more suspicious.
Let's move. Take us to the cell.
Rolfe is right down there.
All right, and so then you guys proceed to be, in that case, west. It's like straight across from the stairwell, and only about 30 feet down on the right-hand side, there's a door, a locked door that's fairly nondescript. It's a heavy door, but this is the one.
Okay. I'll
attached to any other rooms or just off a hallway?
Just off the hallway. You would imagine it's just like another larder or cellar that they just use as a dungeon, put somebody in. It's not your, movie set dungeon with all kinds of torture stuff.
We've established that.
Yeah, just a locked room.
Asked if it was just off another room.
All right.
Yeah, off the hall.
I'll move up to it, and I'll, as soon as I'm to the door, I'll call out like, Lynch.
What? Yeah, who's there? I'm here.
Help has arrived. Stay quiet.
And then
I'll keep watch away from the bakery since you're focusing on the door, and I'm guessing Andrea's keeping watch.
Do I have lock picking?
I do. You
do.
You could assist me probably.
Okay.
If you're good at it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're gonna give assistance, what does that give?
Well, then I'll keep watch in both directions.
Yeah.
All right. So does that give you advantage?
That gives me advantage.
assistance. You have advantage on the roll. Yeah, it's a pretty high DC for this lock.
Higher than a 20.
No, it's exactly a 20.
Right on.
First roll. What's the second roll? Just curious.
9.
Go with the 20. Yeah. So it takes a moment. Like you're working it. The tumblers, however it works in this medieval sized locked door, and then it turns, and you give a pull on the door. And even though all the doors down here look absolutely ancient, this one's obviously been maintained because it opens with very little noise.
Okay, good.
So Lynch comes out, and the first thing he says, "Who are you?"
Allies.
The cavalry? We're here to help.
Just stay quiet and do exactly as we say.
Okay, so from there, where are you guys going?
How many people did it sound like were in the bakery? Does that seem like a viable exit?
Well,
Like a maneuver past to that baker's door thing?
yeah, the shadows were all coming from the very end of that hallway that leads into the bakery section. There are doors to either side of it. The first one, closest to the stairwell, is the door that they say goes to the baker's door.
Have you met anyone in the bakery? Could you talk to them?
No, but the staff here is reasonably sizable enough that I look like a guard. It's very obvious that I'm a guard. I
Right.
don't think they would have to already know me beforehand.
Could you
Worth a
distract
shot.
them while we get to the door?
Yeah.
Is there any blood on you from the one upstairs?
I don't know. Look at me. Do I have any blood on me?
He looks pretty clean.
Okay.
You could.
All right. So I'll move over to and still take a listen to see if they're listening or if anyone's come to investigate what that noise was, like the Baron coming back.
Okay, so then you guys have proceeded back the hallway you just came down. You're getting close to the intersection where you guys had your bit of confrontation. The stairway is just across the door, and looking kitty corner, like slightly north in this hallway, you can see the door that is the door that they say is the baker's door that goes to the outside. The shadows are out that and beyond it, beyond that area. So no one has walked out of it at that point yet. But go ahead and roll perceptions for sounds made in here. Some of them are in the clear.
Natural 20 for a 21.
Nice.
All right. Beats the crap out of my
25.
20. Jeez.
Natural 19.
So
Oh, wow.
you all hear the sound of movement and a soft voice saying, "Yeah, that'd be fine, just like that." And then you hear a voice that you, Casimir, recognize very clearly, saying, "Well, did the Baron come through here? Did you see him just a little while ago? What, for a snack?" And it is your boss, the captain of the guard. That is his chief knight, Jordan Kane, is in that bakery right now. And it sounds like he's about to come out of it.
Oh, crap.
Like he just happened to walk in here doing some kind of a round, that in any moment he's going to be coming back through this intersection right here.
Move back into the hallway.
Yeah, I shuffle back down that way. I can't, even though I'm dressed as a guard, I can't be seen. I'm supposed to be 4 stories up.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, yep.
So you're heading back. This hallway terminates in a big area that you know, they refer to it as siege storage. That whenever the castle will be under siege, they have beams and different materials that they use for the castle's defense. So do you head back into that area, that room?
The only that was my exit I had planned. The only other opportunity that we may have is going back up and dropping back down that rope.
Right.
I don't think there's any other way out of here.
Okay, so first things first, do you go to siege storage or do you stay in this hallway?
Yeah, well, no, we'll move out of the main hallway, so just
So
in
we
case he
can
does
figure something
exit,
out.
we're
I
not
agree.
standing there.
Those of you that rolled above a 20 on that hearing a moment ago, you can tell that someone is walking down this hallway. So they're going to get to the 4-way of the hallway and either turn left and go up the stairs. They're going to go straight ahead into some other portion of this whole basement level, or they turn right and they're following you right past the cell where Lynch is
Grab
supposed to be.
Lynch, make sure the door and lock is secured, and let's get into the siege storage room and let this person pass. Maybe it's a guard just doing their rounds.
Yeah,
All right.
So make sure that door's shut and head
And
back
the
into
lock's back secured again. So if they just
assuming
walk
they
past.
try it.
Yeah.
Right. So do you take the time then, Casimir, to relock the door?
Do I think I have enough time to do that quietly?
Maybe close.
I'll give it a shot. Yeah, are you assisting me again? Or
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, natural 19. Okay. Yes, I did.
All right, so you do that, and it's only about 10 feet away from where the cell is into siege storage. So you guys make a quick move within your round.
Yep.
And roll stealth. You can find a spot to go around the corners and
22.
21.
17. Why are you guys rolling so much better than me right now?
Tension.
you guys go.
And I'm about to kill something.
You guys are around the corner to either side of that door, and you can hear that the sound of that person walking apparently didn't even go back up the stairs, went straight ahead. So whoever that was, and you feel certain that if it's the same person walking that was talking, that is Jordan Kane. Probably what the worst person to bump into right now for all of you is walking somewhere on this level.
Well, Lynch, you seem like a liability. Time to die.
Thanks for listening. Having fun with this alternate point of view? Let us know on Twitter at The Empire's Edge. Are you curious about Warling Castle? Visit our website for detailed maps at theempires.edge.com. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do so at subscribestar.com/the-empires-edge.